Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business.
Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. It's always exciting when a new table game hits the casino floor, and what we're going to talk about is pretty special. It's a unique game that combines entertainment and gaming. It's called Penn and Teller Casino Monte from Adventura Gaming. This new game just hit the floor at the Rio Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, and already it's getting a lot of attention. We're going to hear all about Penn and Teller Casino Monte and Adventura Gaming because we are talking with the president and co-founder of Adventura Gaming, David Anthony. David's going to tell us all about this brand new game. When we come back, we're talking Penn and Teller Casino Monte, so stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards with your House of Cards gaming report for the week of April 21st, 2025. Live Casino and Hotel Louisiana reported $7.42 million in revenue within its first 16 days of operation. According to the Louisiana Gaming Control Board, Live Casino has also drawn lots of visitors since opening and led the market in total admissions for February with over 96,000 guests. Live Casino Hotel Louisiana opened its doors on February 13th. Speaking of big crowds, Bally's Chicago Casino welcomed its 2 millionth visitor to its Medina Temple location. That lucky visitor, who was identified as Delphia T., was awarded a grand prize of $1,000 in cash, $1,000 in community rewards gift cards, and a Chicago-curated gift basket. All guests visiting Bally's Chicago Casino that day received a complimentary Bally's t-shirt. And finally, Caesars Entertainment announced the launch of the first branded live dealer studio inside the Tropicana in Atlantic City. Through its partnership with Evolution, this is the second custom studio made for Caesars live dealer offerings on its online casino platforms, following the launch of its first studio in Pennsylvania. The New Jersey studio features 5 blackjack tables, which includes a VIP exclusive blackjack table, a roulette table, and 1 baccarat table. Can't wait to check it out. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HOC Radio.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Why, you cheap crook, stealing the baby's bank. It's only a lend-lease. I figured to bet on the 50-to-1 shot and double the baby's money. Why, you imbecile. Why don't you pick a 100-to-1 shot and triple it? Oh, okay.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm always excited when a new game hits the gaming floor, and one that we're going to talk about right now is something special. It's called Penn and Teller Casino Monte, and it's from Adventura Gaming. We're going to find out all about this great new game and all about Adventura Gaming, because on the line we have the president and co-founder of Adventura Gaming, David Anthony. David, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I told you this off air, but I'm going to tell you on air. Congratulations on Penn and Teller Casino Monte. I think it's one of those innovative games that people and gamblers are going to love. But before we start talking about Penn and Teller Casino Monte, let me ask you about your background. Do you have a background in the gaming industry? Did you develop games for casinos before? I mean, what led you to the creation of Adventura Gaming?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question, actually. So personally, I wasn't in the gaming industry as the gambling industry. Mm-hmm. I have a long background, however, in interactive design. The first company that I founded was actually a company that developed the interfaces for DVDs. Oh. So like when you put the DVD, in your player, and all that whole system. And interestingly, one of the things that came out of that was there was a period of, I don't know, maybe about 8 years where we did games on DVD video that you would play with your remote control. And some of them were like movie trivia games. Some of them we did a Major League Baseball trivia game. And they would incorporate some video, but there was also a lot of gameplay. So my whole career, I've been in interactive design, but also with the smattering of gameplay. And, it's interesting because my partner in this is Cinnamon Booth, and she has a big history in gaming. Mm-hmm. And we've known each other since college. So when we put our heads together, we both have this background in the entertainment business. We started thinking, well, what would kind of bring some innovation? And personally, I love the social aspect of table games. I think that it's just a fundamentally interesting and exciting way to gamble, but also to meet people. And you just never know who you're going to meet when you sit down. It can be super fun to share the excitement of winning, and, you just learn about people. And so that was really kind of some of the ingredients that came together. Her background in gaming, mine in interactive and business actually as well. And we thought, okay, what could we do? And that's really how Adventura was born. And then we came across the game mechanics of Casino Monte. And that was really, we got excited because we were like, this is a game that we could finesse into a really great table game. So, yeah.
Certainly, you're starting off big with Penn and Teller Casino Monte, but I'm just curious, what is your goal for Adventura Gaming when you created it? Because you're coming out of the blocks really innovative.
Yeah, that's a good question, too, because, there's obviously it's a great industry. There's plenty of people doing wonderful and interesting stuff. But we thought, hey, with our background in entertainment, could we bring some of that excitement from the entertainment business onto the table game? So the vision for Adventura is not to stop here. This was this was our first product. We have a number of other games that are in the pipeline, but I don't just want Spider-Man Roulette or it's not about just tacking on a brand onto a table game. It really needs to have a reason to be together. And it's interesting because Penn and Teller, when we came across this game IP, we immediately thought of Penn and Teller because when I grew up in New York City, they were on TV back in the day doing public service announcements for the Street Hustle 3-card Monte, which is, it's a classic street hustle where there's a guy who's shuffling cards and you're trying to follow this one card, and then there's usually a shill who's winning a bunch of money, and you're like, oh, I could do that. So Penn and Teller, they're really interested in debunking things. I think you've seen out their, Fool Us TV show and other things. Absolutely. They don't suffer fools lightly, and they actually did public service announcements when I was a kid. Warning about this, and then I actually remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that? Okay, I grew up. I'm in New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey. Yeah, I remember that.
Right. And so we immediately thought of them, and then I remembered that they were in Run DMC's trailblazing music video for "It's Tricky," and they were kind of playing the street hustlers for that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we've loved them for a long time, and we're like, this is the right matchup. And fortunately for us, they were into it. And they kind of got it, and they helped really shape the look and feel of it, which was awesome. So it's been, it was from concept to game. I think it was probably a year and a half, actually. Took a long time to sort all this stuff out, but yeah, that's how it started. And Cinnamon is amazing. She's got a big background in gaming and knows your business inside and out, which was terrific. So we were able to start talking to people about the concept early, and then once it started to develop into a real game, we were able to get it in front of some important people early, which was great because we also needed that feedback to hear about tweaking this and that on it. So
stick around, we'll be right back with more House of Cards.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audien Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation, and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to AudienHearing.com to get your pair of Audien hearing aids starting at just $189.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With private healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Whoa! I think we got a show. Oh, yeah, we got a show. We definitely got a show. Oh, yeah, there's a show. Hey, it's all about ratings, baby, and we got them.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by the Life Hack Pack from More Labs. Unlock your best self with the Life Hack Pack from More Labs. The Life Hack Pack contains 2 bottles of Morning Recovery, 2 bottles of Dreamwell, and 2 bottles of Liquid Focus. The Life Hack Pack is specially designed to help you live your life not just better, but smarter. Use promo code Radio15 at morelabs.com to get 15% off your first purchase of the Life Hack Pack or any of their other great products. That's promo code Radio15 to take advantage of this great promo of 15% off your first purchase at morelabs.com. You can finally do it all with help from More Labs. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with the president and co-founder of Adventura Gaming, David Anthony. Can I just say, I love the fact that Penn and Teller are really embracing this game. I mean, I've seen some deals companies make with celebrities, and sometimes the celebrities are just going through the motions, but it looks like Penn and Teller really love the game. I saw some videos on YouTube where Penn and Teller are actually showing people how to play the game. So not only did you luck out with a great game, but you got two great celebrities who really love it.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And that has been probably one of the most fulfilling things about this project so far. That right matchup is so important, but the fact that the guys are, as you said, and rightly, are into it has just been, it just takes it to another level. And getting the game placed with the Rio where they're at has been really just a nice kind of way to launch the whole thing.
Let's talk about the game itself. I mean, most people have heard the term 3-card Monte, and with Monte in the title of the game, I'm sure that's what a lot of people are thinking of. But tell us how someone would go about playing Penn and Teller Casino Monte.
Yeah, so in a lot of ways, it's super duper simple. There's 3 community cards that get dealt by the dealer. And the basic bet is you as a player are saying, I'm going to make a bet that one of those 3 cards is the highest card. And so you put your bet down, and then the dealer shakes a dice. And in some cases, the player will be able to shake it, depending on the casino. But a dice is shaken and shown, and depending on what that dice shows, one of those 3 cards is going to get turned over. So at that point, you have a lot more information. It might actually be your card that you put a bet on. It could be one of the other 2 cards. So at that point, a card is turned over. So now you know the value of one of the 3 cards. And at that point, the player has the opportunity to raise or check, and they can raise 1, 2, or 3x their original bet. So imagine you put a bet down on a card and it happens to get turned over and it's a king or an ace. Well, you're pretty sure you're going to win. So you might 3x your bet there. So that's exciting. And at that point, if it's not your card, you still know, if it's a 2 or a 3 that shows up, or a 4 or 5, a low card, that's one of the 3 cards is out of the running. So that's the basic gameplay. And then there's a side bet with because you have those 3 cards, they could make a poker hand. So you have a side bet as well. And that's really it. That's as you said, it's a simple game, but it's super fun.
I love the fact that you're taking the concept of the 3-card Monte and bringing it into casinos. And I also love the fact that, as you said, you actually have a poker element to this game. I know we have a lot of poker players listening, and I think it's great that you wove that element into the Penn and Teller Casino Monte. I think it increases the audience for this game.
Right. Yeah. And from a casino standpoint, the math is, right where it should be. The players, it doesn't take advantage of the player. It's the house odds are somewhere around 4%. So it plays well. It's got a nice payoff, and it plays pretty quick too. So you don't have to wait for a long time to see the results. And everybody seems to be liking that aspect of it.
I was telling you off air that the thing that makes Penn and Teller Casino Monte so appealing to me is that it's easy to learn and understand. I work in the gaming industry, and I can't tell you how many times people have come up to me and said, I got a great idea for a table game, and then they explain some complicated process that you have to go through in order to learn and play the game. I always tell them, it's a game that people play late at night and early in the morning, and they shouldn't have to rack their brains trying to understand it. And certainly that's not the case with Penn and Teller Casino Monte. As a game developer, how important is it for you to develop a game that people are able to easily pick up and play right away?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think that's probably, out of all of the considerations, that's in the top 1, 2, or 3, because especially as you're bringing out new gameplay, entirely new gameplay, because there's a lot of derivative type gameplay out there.
Sure.
It'll be based on a baccarat or based on this or that. This is a totally new concept, and I agree sort of emphatically because the other part of this is easy to learn, but then has challenging to master is kind of, when I was designing games for other formats, there's always this tension between how easy is it to learn, or is somebody going to get discouraged just trying to learn the game, let alone, figure out how to master it. So I'm of 100% agreement that you want to make something where at least the basic gameplay is almost instantly. You want to be able to get it almost instantly. But there's subtlety in this. There's the odds of when you get that information is very important. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think there's another aspect here too, which is in a table game, there's a social aspect, and if the game's too complicated, you don't really have the mental capacity to kibitz and hang out with your friends and new friends and old friends that you meet at the table. So
it's one of those great table games that you can have a conversation with people and and still play the game effectively. It's a social kind of event that you're creating here.
Totally. And then every once in a while, I didn't mention it, but like if three of a kind show up, if the three cards happen to be the same, and out of it's either played with a 6 or an 8 deck shoe, that can happen. But then all of a sudden, everybody wins, no matter who bet. Everybody wins. And if there's a pair shows and that's the highest card, then both of those players win. And that's really, I love when that happens, because the whole table goes nuts and everybody's kind of high-fiving, and and it's kind of like when the dealer busts and everybody kind of didn't necessarily have great cards.
I love that concept of it, that social aspect. It's so great. And one of the innovative things about Penn and Teller Casino Monte is that you combine entertainment with gaming. I mean, it's one of those great ideas that makes you wonder why no one ever thought of that before. Whenever someone comes up with something new, there's always a challenge when they present it to a casino. When you presented this to the Rio, did they get the concept right away and see what you were doing, or did it take some convincing on your part? Because it is an innovative approach to table games.
Yeah, no, that's you're right on the money there again, because the one thing, being relatively new to the gaming industry, one of the things I've noticed fairly quickly is that there's a lot of tradition in this business, and there's a lot of I don't want to say anything is like stayed, but there's a lot of thinking like, okay, this is the way we do this. And so, when we walked in and showed this new game, there was a lot of interest because of Penn and Teller, but then there was also, okay, but yeah, how's the gameplay? Because ultimately that's really where the rubber hits the road, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then as we went through the gameplay, then people were like, oh, okay, yeah, it's easy to train. That's another part of, there's the actual business of gaming, and training is a big part of it. They like that. And, from the casino standpoint, the other part that was interesting is that it doesn't take forever for a hand to play out. Each hand gets completed relatively quickly, even with a full table. So we had those kind of things going for us, which was good. But yeah, I would say, it's been interesting to hear people's kind of, they lean on tradition, I would say, in this business.
Stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards. Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand. Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With costs going up, Adam and Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
You're listening to House of Cards. Check out our website at houseofcardsradio.com.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with the president and co-founder of Adventura Gaming, David Anthony. Well, let me ask you about that. I mean, we've had a lot of game developers on the show. I know a lot of game developers listen, and I know a lot of people who want to be game developers listen. Go into the process a little more of getting the game on the Rio gaming floor. I mean, certainly, like you said, having Penn and Teller attached to the game helps an awful lot. But you went in and demonstrated the game, I'm assuming, to the Rio. Did you have to negotiate what part of the floor the game will be on? I mean, what other things did you... in the process, it wasn't like getting the game on the Rio gaming floor?
Yeah, that's an interesting question too. Well, you know, there's the actual mechanics of printing felts and getting felts put on tables, and different casinos have different table manufacturers. So that was really interesting, just to learn mechanically how does this actually work. And you know, I think that one of the things that's been fascinating and really kind of enriching is to work with the Rio team as they've also been reimagining the property. You know, they've put a lot of time and energy and resources into updating the property, and I think, to their credit, that sort of innovative thinking is so pervasive in the property right now that it actually gave us a little bit of tailwind. You know, everybody involved, you can see there's a kind of a fire in the belly in the property right now. People are you know, excited about all the updating, and so we walk in and we're like, hey, you know, we've got something new, and we're working with one of your entertainment acts. So that, I think, helped a lot, actually. And it was nice, and it has been nice to work with them. And as you pointed out, Penn and Teller themselves were really kind of interested in the game. Yeah. So when we got to work with them in their theater, you know, shooting with them to kind of show the game off at the launch, it was just, it was like kind of dream come true stuff for a kid who grew up in New York.
Like we've been saying, it's at the Rio in Las Vegas. Is that an exclusive deal, or do you have plans on having the game in other casinos, or do you have plans on having the game in casinos outside of Nevada?
We do want to roll it out.
Okay.
And we're talking to a number of other properties. They've got it exclusively for the moment, and it's been nice to, you know, let them have it first, especially with the guys being there. But yeah, there's definitely, we're talking to other properties now, and I think that the whole concept of branding table games and bringing sort of the entertainment aspect onto the floor, you know, it's something that people are, I can say they're getting behind that. They see that oh, this could be valuable, you know, to bring an audience. The thing about Penn and Teller specifically is with their TV show, they're going into their, I think, 10th or 11th season of a hit TV show. That show skews pretty young, 18 to 35, and it also skews female. So, you know, one of the things that we talk to properties about is, you know, this also is something that you can use to help promote to a new audience that, isn't sort of the same old. I mean, certainly experienced gamblers love it, and, they like something new and innovative. But, if you're walking through the casino and you see that there's a Penn and Teller game, you might just stop, even if you're not necessarily a table game person. And that's something that's been good.
Absolutely. I have to ask this next question because I'm sitting here in New Jersey where we have online casinos and live dealer games online. I mean, and the live dealer games, some of them they actually call game shows because, like me, a lot of people stream the live dealer games from my phone and computer onto my big screen TV. So it's like watching a game show that you can win money on. Are there any plans? Are there any plans to make an online version of Penn and Teller Casino Monte? Because I think a game like this would be incredible online.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're definitely thinking about it, Dave. I mean, the part of it that we wanted to see is how people reacted in person, of course. But yeah, because one of the things about live dealer that's fascinating to us is that this game is played all with community cards.
Yeah.
So if you have a game like 21, or blackjack or something, your live dealer is limited to the number of seats because, the player interacts with their hand.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, it's all community cards.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're looking into that. And I agree. I think what is about 6 states now, right? That are. That are.
By the way, I'm saying that because it's a selfish question because I can't wait to lay in bed and with my iPhone and just play it online. So that was a selfish question on my part.
Totally.
But I got to ask you, you mentioned the reaction. I mean, Penn and Teller Casino Monte has been out for a little over a month now, I guess. What has been the feedback that you've been receiving about the game?
People really like it. Yeah, that's what we're getting. We're obviously super interested in how people play it and, what their experience is. We've done some live on the scene focus grouping with players, and by and large, they're super interested. They like it. The other thing that we're hearing is that it plays fast, and they can they can get through a number of hands, and they like that. So so far good. And I think I mentioned that the idea for the company is to develop a portfolio of these kinds of games that casinos can kind of pick and choose from. So that they can have like a number of options, and that's kind of where we're heading.
Well, let me ask you about that. Do you think Penn and Teller Casino Monte is a glimpse into the future of table games? I mean, what Adventura Gaming has done is so innovative, combining entertainment and gaming. Do you think we're going to see more and more table games like that in the future?
I really do. And I'll tell you why I think that. I mean, obviously there's a long history in slot machines, and some some have had better runs than others, of course. But I think what it showed was that there's an appetite for, familiarity. And, you see a game show branded slot machine and you remember the game show. I think the other sort of aspect to this is that bringing the entertainment sort of factor to the table, you have to get a couple of things right. You have to get the gameplay and mechanics right. You have to get the adjacency to the brand correct, and then you also have to have a sort of a winner, a game that people enjoy and will play long term. And so I think that's one of the reasons it's been difficult for companies to go to this place, because, the regulatory is long. And what I mean to say is, like, with a slot machine, essentially what you're doing is spinning wheels.
Yeah.
And it's a variation on that. Nothing wrong with that, of course. But you're not breaking necessarily new ground in that area. So adding a brand is, it's sort of a progression. Well, with this, it's kind of out of whole cloth. And we had to come up with a game. We have to come up with, as I said, all these different aspects have to come together. But when they come together right, like I said, somebody walking by, she's, hasn't necessarily played a table game, sees Penn and Teller, and she's like, oh, I know them. Let's, at least the curiosity factor brings them. And then they need to actually enjoy the game. But, I think it's not, it's no mystery. I think a lot of the properties are looking for new things that attract new audiences to the casino. And that's kind of where we sit, is we want to bring, some excitement. We want to bring, a new audience that isn't necessarily used to, playing table games, but is interested in, the brand pulls them in. But yeah, and I think there's a lot more room too. I mean, we're interested in adding a progressive element to our games. We're interested in maybe even some hybrid stuff where there is maybe even electronic component to a table game. We realize that we got to take it in steps, though. People need to become familiar with the basic idea. But yeah, we got a lot of ideas up our sleeve.
Well, let me ask you about that. We're speaking of the future. What can we expect from Adventura Gaming coming up? I mean, do you have games or products that you have planned for the coming year that you can share with us and tell us what we can expect from Adventura Gaming?
Yeah, I wish we could make any announcements, but we do have a pipeline.
Okay.
And we have a number of games that are in development. As I said, the two biggest challenges that we have is gameplay that we believe in, and that we think is going to go the distance, and then bringing in the right brand to build it, to build the partnership with. And as you saw, they really are partnerships.
Sure.
Penn and Teller are amazing. They get it. There's such consummate pros too, and showmen, which is just, it's a joy for somebody like me. But that adjacency, of getting the right game with the right sort of celebrity brand, it's not cookie cutter at all. So yeah, but to answer your question directly, we're hoping to have another release in the fall. I say hoping because we're still tying up, parts of it. But yeah, if we can release a couple games a year, I think we're going to be in good shape.
David, we're running out of time, but do you have a website that you can give out so people can learn more about Adventura Gaming and also about Penn and Teller Casino Monte?
Yeah, sure. So AdventuraGaming.com is our website, and then the Rio actually has the rules and a bunch of information on their website under the table game section. So Penn and Teller Casino Monte is all the rules and how to play it is right on the Rio's website.
David Anthony, president and co-founder of Adventura Gaming, thank you so much for coming on and telling us all about Penn and Teller Casino Monte, which you can play right now at the Rio in Las Vegas. It's an incredible concept for a game, and I can't wait for what Adventura Gaming has in store for us next. So please come back on and keep us updated about what's happening with Adventura Gaming. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Absolutely, and thank you so much for having us and having Adventura Gaming on your show. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
It's a casino. People gotta win sometime.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Welcome to another edition of Beating the House. I'm Doug Weishuttle here with Dave Weishuttle. We're going to be crisscrossing the country, sometimes the continent, sometimes even the world, talking about the latest jackpots in the casino and lottery industries. If it's $100,000 or more, we will be talking about it on this show. Jackpots, news, game announcement, game launches, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep those coming in. We're going to start off with 2 new games being released by 2 different companies.
Oh, okay, good.
We've got Play and Go and Aristocrat.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing a lot of Play and Go lately.
There's been a lot of games being released. Is there some time of the year where more games are released, or is there a season for this, or just as they're ready, they're going to be released?
I think it's becoming whenever they're ready.
Yeah.
Because when you wait to release a game, sometimes you don't get the leg up. Somebody may be developing something along a similar track, so when you get something new, most times you're going to release it. And also, there are times when you hold back some of the releases for the big trade shows.
Okay.
You know, like G2E.
Yeah.
You do announce them, but you don't really go into detail until you get a chance to put them on the exhibit floor like at G2E.
That's a big thing at these conferences, seeing the new games that are out there, because a lot of companies actually bring their games to the conference floor, and you can check them out and try them out, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. But here we have 2 new games.
All right.
One from Play and Go is called Minor Donkey Rider.
Minor Donkey Rider.
Yes.
Is this a... I'm assuming there's a miner involved with a donkey and going through mines of some kind. Right?
I'm gonna read exactly how it starts here.
Is that what we're dealing with here?
Join a lovable miner and his trusty donkey in Minor Donkey Rider.
Okay.
This is a Crashback series game from Play and Go. Basically, what this is, you know the other games like Rocket and a few other games where it's the spacecraft or whatever is going up and it blows up every so often.
Rocket is an interesting thing because the whole thought of the game is there's going to be a rocket that...
as it goes up, there's a multiplier.
Yeah, that blasts off, and it keeps going up and up and up, and you have to decide when to cash out before it blows up. Because if it blows out before you cash out, you win nothing.
Yeah.
So,
well, here we have...
So that's the kind of thing that we're talking about
except instead of going up, it's going down. Down into a mine.
Okay, all right.
It goes down into this mountain set mine where as the further it goes down, there are new fortunes to be had. That's what they're calling it.
Okay.
Basically, it's a multiplier that goes when the mining truck goes down, the multiplier goes up, the cash goes in. This is actually kind of a new take on it, though. And this is the first in a planned series of Crashback games, and they got a whole slew of them coming out, by the way.
All right.
This is, it's got that same exact feature. You cash out when you feel the need to, or you feel like maybe it's going to go off the rails. Mm-hmm. But instead of totally cashing out, you cash out, and then your play continues for about a minute or so, or a little ways longer, and then you can jump back in to get the higher amount.
Okay.
So
it's a little twist on that.
It's a nice twist. That's why it's a crash back.
Okay.
You cash out and
you
crash back in.
I played on some of those type games where you have to figure out when to get out with your money, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, and
so where is this at now? Where can I play? Is this online?
It's just released. It's just released. It's online only.
All right.
It's part of Play and Go slot library, so you should be seeing it soon in a lot of different online casinos.
You really don't see those on the gaming floor on brick and mortar casinos. These are like really online games kind of thing. So traditionally, just exclusively online games.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's
Play and Go is traditionally just online only.
So I'll check it out. Was it Minor Donkey Rider?
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as I saw the name of it, I was like, okay, somebody's a Scooby-Doo fan, because I remember the Minor 49er.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's immediately that brought back that idea for me. And that's all in a mine, too.
All right. I want to check out the graphics, too. I want to see what this looks like.
I got to go back and watch Minor 49er from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
The other game, we've got Aristocrat. Boy, Play and Go and Aristocrat are becoming front and center with a lot of new game releases.
Yeah.
And you got to love what Aristocrat's doing. Not only are they releasing new games, but they're also becoming a go-to source for branded casino games. Mm-hmm. And what they have here is an expansion of their deal with Caesars Entertainment.
Okay.
With the launch of Caesars Ultimate Stars.
Wasn't this a game before and they kind of just redid it kind of thing?
It's an adaptation of their big game Ultimate Stars, which is a soccer set slot machine.
Okay.
And, you know, they have the background as a big stadium. They got the fans cheering. You've got all the symbols are the jerseys, the soccer balls, all that stuff. what they've done is reimagined Ultimate Stars, and I've got it playing on screen right now.
Okay.
If you're watching us on TV, you're seeing some of the gameplay going on.
So this
right
is at
now.
Caesars. Is it all the Caesars online properties?
Caesars Sportsbook and
I
Casino
keep
right
going
now.
Online properties. That doesn't make online
Well,
casinos,
you can
online
call
properties,
it that.
online platforms. There you go.
You can call it that.
There you
It's
go. The
okay.
platforms. Okay.
But what they've done is they've turned the Ultimate Stars field and players into the color scheme that's reflective of Caesar Sportsbook and Casino.
What is that, green and gold?
Green,
kind of thing?
gold, black, all that stuff.
Okay,
So
all right.
you've got the color scheme of Caesars on the scoreboard and the fan outfits, because you can actually see the fans in the stands.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then you have the jerseys and soccer balls, all in the branded colors of Caesars. And they also serve as the game symbols, too.
Oh, okay. Good, good.
And I have to
hopefully this is in Jersey, so I can
played
pick it.
this. I played this
Oh, you
on
did?
Caesars before they announced it.
Oh,
it was up
okay.
in Caesars.
So what is
casino
it? What
right
is
now.
it? It's a slot game?
It's
or-
just a slot game.
Okay.
But it's a fun slot game. It's
Okay.
a fast one, moving one. By the way, if you're playing some of these slots, and I've noticed this because I've seen it on all different online casinos, some of these games run better when you turn your phone.
Oh, you mean, okay.
Yeah, because I was playing a couple of slot games, online slots, with the phone upright, holding it in my hand, and it was moving slow. And I turned it sideways, and all of a sudden it sped up.
I kind of enjoy it because I have crappy eyesight. I kind of like it on my computer better, kind of thing. You know,
I've
my
never played
phone-
any of these games on my computer.
Oh, really? You see, I play these games on my computer, but unless, you know, like late at night and then, you know, I can't sleep and my phone's right next to me, I can play some games or stuff like that on the online casinos. But no, I usually play it on my computer because it's bigger, I can see it better, and, you know, things like that. So since you played it, I guess it's in New Jersey?
It's in New Jersey and Michigan at
All
the
right.
time we're taping, but it will be in Pennsylvania very soon.
Ah,
so by the
okay.
time this is released, maybe it'll be in Pennsylvania. They move very quickly with some
Yeah,
of these games.
yeah.
And since this is a game that's already on the system, it's just a matter of changing some of the programming platform for it. So,
Sure.
And you'll see it right away. When you log into Caesars
Oh, okay,
Sportsbook
so-
and Casino, it's got a big tile.
Oh, okay,
right on
good.
the front page.
So I don't have
You
to
can't
do a
miss this.
search thing.
No,
and
you can't
stuff
miss
like
this
that.
one.
Okay, great.
You could search it if you want.
No, well, what is it? Caesar's Ultimate Stars.
Right.
Okay, oh, check it out.
Very cool game.
All right, I'll check that out.
That's it for the game announcements. We're going to start talking jackpots right now.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audion Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation, and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audionhearing.com to get your pair of Audion hearing aids starting at just $189.
We're going to start off the jackpot segment with a bunch of $1 million jackpots this week.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
As a matter of fact, we're going to go all the way out to, well, not all the way, but Mississippi. We're going to Mississippi, the Pearl River Resort. And we've got a pair of jackpots at the Pearl River Resort that, well, basically a couple days apart, $1 million jackpots.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Have we had Pearl River on before?
We've had them on a couple times
Okay,
before
all right.
because I always have to make a note. Pearl River Resort is one of those casinos that, while it's one big casino, they have separate casinos inside.
So it's one
segmented
big
out.
resort with separate casinos. Like
Yeah.
we talked about Mohegan Sun, where on the gaming floor they have the Casino of the Sun and the Casino of the Moon and the Casino of the Water and the wind and stuff like that. So Pearl River is like that. They have different casino sections.
And we're going to be going to their sections. One is tabbed the Silver Star Casino, and one is called the Golden Moon Casino.
Oh, okay.
Both of these players were playing the exact same game, as a matter of fact, but in different casinos. The Buffalo Power Play.
Buffalo Power Play.
Yes.
That's one of those animals that are always on.
Well, buffaloes are
on
good
the
luck.
slot. Are they really? I didn't know that.
That's
there's
why they
buffalo. It seems like every slot company has a buffalo on it. A buffalo, a wolf. What other stuff do they have?
That goes with the Native American theme.
But it must be some kind of I don't know. There's a lot of buffaloes out there.
But buffaloes usually mean luck. That's why they're on the nickel. That was the original reason for the nickel. Buffalo had nickel.
I didn't know that.
But here we got Silver Star Casino first. We've got a player from Gordo, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing in the Silver Star. No word on the bet size on either of these.
Okay.
He was playing the Buffalo Power Play, which, Power Pay feature is part of it. They're different names. The name is Buffalo Power Play, but the Power Pay feature has additional reels and bonuses that go on and kick in the extra money.
Okay.
We've got a $1.1 million jackpot, $1,140,689 from the player from Gordo, Alabama in the Silver Star Casino.
Well, let me tell you something. Any size of a bet was worth that. So,
2 days later.
Mm-hmm. 2 days, huh?
In the Golden Moon Casino.
All right.
We have a visitor from Decatur, Mississippi, hitting it big. We have a $1,036,457 jackpot. Same game, Buffalo Power Play.
So what kicked in was the Power Pay on the Buffalo Power Play.
Exactly.
Right? Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And also they're linked together. There's progressive jackpots.
Okay. All right.
There's so many different factors which led to both $1 million jackpots.
Mm-hmm.
We're leaving Mississippi now. We're heading out to Nevada.
Okay.
We're going to Circa Casino Resort,
okay.
where we have a gambler visiting the downtown Las Vegas resort, playing $2 on a Dollar Storm slot machine.
Okay. Dollar Storm always pays off.
Yes.
Anytime you have a Dollar Storm on this report, just insane amounts of money.
Well, the player gave only his first name,
All right.
James, and he was playing the Dollar Storm, like I said, $2 a spin, and he was playing not for too long. They said it was under an hour time.
Okay.
He was playing, and he finished, and then all of a sudden the screen just started flashing the jackpot message, announcing his win of $1,016,145.14.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
Wow. $2 bet, huh?
Tell me about it.
Nice.
Now we're going to have some fun here. We're going from Nevada down to Florida, where we have 3 days and 4 jackpots amounting to about $500,000.
Okay. Wow. The same casino kind of
Same
place?
casino.
Okay.
We're going to Seminole Casino Hotel Immokalee.
All right.
Like I said, 3 days span. We've got 4 jackpots totaling $500,000. We've got, on a Friday, we've got $121,470 on a $3 bet on an Ultimate Screaming Link slot machine.
Never heard of Ultimate Screaming.
I don't know what the screaming part refers to.
I mean, if when the jackpot goes off, is there like this high pitched scream that
or
goes
is it
off?
referring to the player winning?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Ultimate Screaming Link.
Good name though. It'd be a great one for Halloween.
I have to look for that now. So okay.
That was on a Friday. On a Sunday, we have the second player coming in with $130,759. $8.80 bet on the Dancing Drums slot machine.
Okay.
Dancing Drums is
I've
a
heard
classic.
Of that.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. Yep.
And then we have Monday, 2 players. We've got one on a Locket Link Nightlife slot machine, which I've not heard of.
I've heard of Locket Link. I haven't heard of the Nightlife slot
That's
machine.
a different one. That's a different one.
All right.
So that's $150,700.
All right.
Fourth player on Monday as well. We have a $50 bet on a Buffalo Link slot machine.
There's a Buffalo again.
That was $130,531.
It's like the jackpot animal.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
So we've got 4 jackpots, 3 days, totaling around $500,000 from Seminole Casino Hotel Immokalee.
All right.
So congratulations to those 4. Congratulations to Seminole Casino Hotel Immokalee.
Yeah.
That's a great streak to have right there.
I know. It was a great weekend.
Yeah. Now we're going to be leaving Florida. We're going to be going all the way in a circle here, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah.
We're going back to Nevada.
All right.
We've got the Strat Hotel, Casino, and Sky Pod. I just like saying that title, the Sky Pod.
Sky Pod.
We've got a table game. This is our first table game of the week here. We've got a 21+3 progressive blackjack win.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay. That must be, that just sounds like it has a side bet kind of thing.
It's got multiple side bets.
Multiple side bets. Okay.
But they did the 21+3 progressive blackjack jackpot for $117,769 on a winning hand of 3 aces of spades.
Oh, okay.
That's where the +3 comes in.
I guess it does.
Yeah, you take the play normal blackjack and you add 3 more cards.
See, I don't do these table games because I have to learn the rules before I get to. I guess they have it on.
Oh yeah, they got the instructions there.
But you never for card games for me anyway. I can read instructions, but until I play it, I don't fully understand it. So
I don't know if any online casinos have this game
See, that's what's great about online. You know, you can learn games and they have like a lot lower stakes. I mean, poker. You want to learn poker? They have 1-2 cent games. So so if you want to learn how to play poker or the fundamentals, I mean,
well, some of them also have the micro stakes, the 10 cent, 15
Pai Gow
cent
poker. That's how I learned it online and things like that. So yeah.
Well, the one thing I know is when
it's cheaper to learn it online.
If you're going to a casino and you're going to try a different game, if you go to the casino's website, sometimes they have the rules of the game on there. So take a look at the rules before you sit down and start playing. I mean, even though if you haven't played, you're still going to be slow learning the game.
Yeah,
or some people pick it up real quick.
It's going to take a couple hands.
Yeah, but you'll have an understanding before you sit down.
Sure.
And then, when you start playing, you can actually anticipate and start understanding the rules even better.
Sure.
Now we're going all the way, like I said, in a full circle here. We're going back to Mississippi from Nevada.
Mississippi, huh?
Hard Rock Casino, Biloxi.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got multiple jackpots won by the same person.
Really? Same day kind of thing?
Same day.
Okay.
We have $100,000 and a $50,000 jackpot won by the same person, so it's $150,000.
Now, were they playing the same game, that one person?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now we have a woman from Georgia who wished to remain anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
That's her prerogative.
Absolutely.
She was playing Game King video poker. She did the triple bonus poker game, the $25 a hand. She actually was playing $125 a hand. Okay. And she won $100,000.
Nice.
When on 4 deuces and an ace.
All right.
That win was at 7:53 p.m. on a Friday night.
All right.
14 minutes later.
Okay, 14 minutes, okay.
Still betting $125 a spin on the same $25 triple bonus poker game. She hit with 4 threes and a non-ace kicker, $50,000.
Wow, nice.
Yes, so congratulations on that one. That's a real interesting one.
I always try and think back. If I won that $100,000, I don't know if I'd stop playing or keep playing, or I don't know what the urge would be. I mean, do I take my winnings and go, or do I keep playing and see if I can win? Well, obviously, she made the right decision and she went $50,000 more, but I'm trying to figure out what I would do in that situation.
See, I've gotten into a habit that when I hit a big jackpot on some of the online slots, I will do a couple more spins just to see what happens.
Okay.
But at some point, you got to stop.
Yeah, you got. It's like that game, we were just talking about.
Cash out.
Know when to get out.
Yeah. But that's it for this week's Beating the House. As always, congratulations to the winners we talked about. Congratulations to all the winners out there. We only do $100,000 or more. There's a lot more of you out there, so congratulations, everybody. And as always, game announcements, jackpot announcements, game releases, any other news, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Love hearing from everybody.
Well, that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time with House of Cards.
Wild country in your